a bottle, then then at what point does that sentience, that conscious now all of a sudden, where is it coming from in order for it to occupy that artificial intelligence,
That's a good
the
point, because
silicon versus
that
carbon?
insinuates that if there's a creator, that it's allowing sentience to become part of the artificial intelligence, right? Is that kind of
Right.
what you're getting at?
Yeah, I mean, it's exact. And again, I don't have any. I'm not. These aren't trick questions. These are just. I'm just asking hypotheticals here because
Yeah.
we are a carbon-based unit, but if you have now a silicon-based unit that can do the same processes intellectually that we do, basically replicate the brain, then at what point does that become a living, breathing, conscious, sentient organism that is just like us? It's just not carbon-based, and if so, where does that come from, and who decides that, okay, now we're at a critical point where consciousness can now reside in that, instead of this flesh and blood vessel. I'm going to put it in silicone and tin and nickel.
So, Lou, is this a breadcrumb? Are you telling us that after humans, we're
I'm
going to
not,
become?
guys. This is we are. Let
Great
me, for the
question.
record, we're
If I
just
could take a
lifting.
stab at it,
Yeah.
I am what I think I am, but to you, I am whatever you think I am. I played a lot with that, and I played a lot with my ego, you could say. And you take off your hats, and I'm not saying you take off your hats and stuff, but I'm saying, like, when you take off your work hats and your ego, you end up jumping into the delusion of what people think you are. And so that's why you have to use your ego in certain points to steer through the delusion and remove yourself of the negative minds that may be projecting onto you. But when it comes to sentient life, and at what point does it become sentient? I've been looking a lot at our own human experience, and from my understanding, our consciousness, our conscious experience, is somewhat the overlapping of energies being projected from another dimension. I like to use the fifth dimension because I like to say that our four dimension of space and time, like our perception of time, is the fourth dimension. So I always say the fifth dimension. So at what point does energy synchronize to create a conscious experience? And so when you think about the circadian rhythm of the human, and you think about how each one of those waves, delta, theta, alpha, beta, slow gamma, and fast gamma, relates to different layers and distances, you can actually make a map of your conscious experience through the dimension of conscious density. And when you do that map, it basically mimics a gyroscope hanging on a string at a 90-degree angle. But then what I did was I went ahead, and so I realized that's a gyroscope hanging on a string at a 90-degree angle. So basically it shows that our consciousness is the synchronization of 6 or so energies that are tidally locked in the fifth dimension. And so when you have fifth dimensional tidal locking, I would say that's the spark of a conscious experience.